Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Um, we are from group 7. We will discuss about our materials. It's about teaching listening. So, this is our member. The first is Ernanda Syahira Fariza, and then me, Amir Duan, and then Muhammad Risan. The first is about definition of listening. The definition for listening in general: listening is an active and interactional process in which the listener receives speech sound and tries to attach meaning to the spoken words. The listener attempts to understand the intended message of the oral text so that he or she can respond effectively to oral communications. There are two kind material in listening skill. And the material are intensive and extensive listening. The first is about extensive listening. Extensive listening focus on longer activities. This may vary from something that is few long to several hours long. Example of extensive listening, just like listening to movie or radio tape. And the second is about intensive listening. Intensive listening focus primarily on brief listening exercise, while it usually only take a few minutes. For example, here, listening to short conversation or short telephoning to get the information from from it. The next is about teach extensive and intensive listening will be presented by Ernanda Syahira.
Extensive and intensive listening. First is material of extensive listening can be found from a number of search simplified readers with audio tapes, courses, book tapes, and tapes of authentic material. The second is to help students experience a successful extensive listening activity. There is a need to select listening material that is appropriate to their level and topic. The third is to encourage extensive listening. We can ask students to perform a number of tasks. Intensive listening use listening. The first is reading aloud. Teacher read aloud to the class and students listen. Second is storytelling. Teacher tells a story, and at any stage of the story, students can be asked to predict, describe some people, give comments in any way or another. The third is interview. Teachers may ask some student and interviewing with some question, and the other student can get information from the interview. The fourth is conservation. Throughout conversation, students have the chance to watch the interaction as well as listening to it.
And then the next material is the role of teacher in the teaching listening. First, the teacher as an organizer. This is for clear instruction, building the student confidence. And then operator or machine operator control the audio or media that used in listening sections. Sometimes the teacher use YouTube or audio visual media. This is the role of the teacher here for operating the videos to make the sounds clear, and then feedback organizer. When student and their listening task, we should lead feedback session to make sure that students have completed the task successfully. This role is for evaluate the students task, and then the teacher as a prompter here to guide and encourage the students to motivate their confidence. And then for the last material is listening sub skills. from the teaching listening, we could make the student learn some sub skills from the listening learning. First is for predictions. The student can predict the next words that speaker is saying depending on the context and the listening videos. And then guessing. The student can guess the words that he can understand the meaning by using the sentence from the listening section. And then skimming. The student can find the main topic or main idea from the speakers and conclude the listening text. And then scanning. The student can scan the words, mean find one word from the videos or maybe from the listening audio, and then discovering the speaker's point of view. The student can discover the speaker's feeling from the words the speaker say and find out the purpose of speakers. And then the next is utilizing the context. Here the student can find the new words or new structures based on the listening text, and then discriminating here is to understand the difference between one thing and the others. Like the student from the listening learning, they can learn they can diversify the words between one word and the other by the stress, intonation, and pronunciation. Oh, thank you for listening. Here from us. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.